Hey everybody, Wendy Keir here, and today I wanted to speak to Nikki Piper about going through the empowered method process. The methodology it is that I've created to help people to cut costs in their business, boost their sales, and increase their productivity by giving them a couple of hours back a day. So, Nikki, it's lovely to have you here.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to be here and share what you've gone through with me. It's just absolutely it's life changing. It really is.
We've definitely had a journey, and Nikki is the art and soul of journaling. So I think you just said to me, what did you just say? Actually, sum it up for me nicely.
Yeah. So my business is all about the journals and the journaling.
Fabulous. Sums it up quite nicely. So, what was your understanding of ChatGPT 4 before we got together and did the Empower method to your understanding of where it is now and what your expectations were?
Oh gosh. I think my basic understanding of ChatGPT is like many people's. It was very limited. It was very skewed to I can tell when people are using it because the standard thing is to put questions into your chat GTP and it comes out and people just copy and paste the content and you can tell because it's not quite written as it would be you. And yeah, it was identifiable and it was something that I would use to get ideas from, and that was about it, really. But going through your process, I mean, that's just opened up so many doors. I just never knew how much it could actually do. And I never knew that you could actually set it up as well as you can do in the background and behind the scenes, which is what we went through, to now using it every day. Yeah, it's saving me hours on my day. It literally is.
Yeah, it was funny. It crashed the other day, didn't it? And we were both like, "Have you got it? Have you got it? No, no.
Yeah.
Oh, it's back. Oh, no, it's not back. Oh, help. I'm going to have to use my brain."
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, given the fact that I'd only been using it for less than a week, pretty much every day, I was surprised at how much it was doing for me. And when it wasn't there, it was like, where's it gone? What's going on? Now I've got to think about this. Yeah,
I think the nice thing now is, though, I mean, I've been using it solidly for 18 months or so, and it's taught me so much, and I've learned so much that I now feel better equipped to do. If it didn't exist now, I now feel better equipped to run my business the way it's taught me to run my business. So it's been an amazing ally, confidant, learning process that's helped me to build my confidence. And yeah, I can now do things that I couldn't do before, which I think is actually quite interesting because I don't think people think about that when they think about ChatGPT. I think they, as you said, they go in, put in prompt, get out the information, copy and paste it, and that's it.
yeah. It's yeah. I mean, working with you and going deeper, and just realizing all of the different uses. So not just in your business, but your personal life, your health, and your well-being. Um, it's yeah, but it's all based on how you set it up, really, from my understanding. And
Yeah.
I'm only a week, but this is like 2 days after we finished our journey together, and already, the differences and the potential that I've got, and the competitive advantage document that we created together through this is just business changing. It's life changing as well. It's
Yeah.
shed, what's the expression, it's put light on the shadows, or on the bits of your business that you didn't know you needed to have.
Yeah, that's worth its weight in gold, isn't it? That's what we pay
Yeah,
thousands of pounds for coaches to look at, which actually very rarely look at it and understand it. It's a different depth of feedback and analysis. Yeah. So can you describe how you have integrated ChatGPT into your daily business activities? So what specific changes? I know we've been working together for I think about 2 or 3 weeks. So during that time, I know you've implemented some changes in your business which have been quite significant, which have already got you tangible results, which is awesome.
yeah, yeah, it is amazing. So, um the biggest thing for me is Obviously, a lot of my business comes from social media, and the biggest hang up that I had was, creating content, posting things, what to write. I want to write newsletters. I want to be bringing my audience in, getting them closer, just sharing my knowledge. But it just all takes time, far too much time with the writing. So what we did, we worked through, we created our competitive advantage document, and from there I was able to pull out where I need to focus on my business. So what's changed there then, is bringing into my daily business activities, is cutting down something that would probably take me 3 or 4 hours to do all the posting and the connection and the engagement that I wanted to do, is changing that down to, I can do everything that I need to do in less than an hour, across the different platforms that I use. And it's early days yet, so I'm still in the process of setting things up. So I've got my GPTs, which are my little helpers, my workforce, if you like. Yeah, so I haven't finished creating them all. So with what I've done so far, I think it's incredible already. Just saving that amount of time and that much stress as well around, connecting with my audience. It's just incredible. So can I describe how I've integrated it? So yeah, I've brought in, a daily newsletter. I'm in the process of bringing in a couple more for the different areas of my business. I've got a social media expert, manager. I think that's his name, expert manager, social media expert
Oh, it's a he.
manager. Yeah.
We
I
should
don't think I've
name them,
always,
shouldn't we? We should name them.
yeah,
They'd probably be easier
absolutely.
to
I always
identify.
find my,
Tom.
yeah, referring them to he's. I don't know why, but they could be she's. Yeah.
Well, I
So
mean, I
I,
just,
I think I'm going to have a mixed workforce.
yeah,
Um,
cool.
so so when I expand my workforce, obviously I've got 2 members of my team now. When I expand, then there are other roles that I want to be able to do. So things that have been on my mind that I really want to do, that have been calling me to do for ages, like, writing ebooks and sending out newsletters, and, um, just literally being able to create a bit more. I've got a whole range of ebooks that I've been called to write, that have just been sitting there. I've designed covers and everything for them, and they've got outlines, and I just haven't had the time to bring the content together to get them out there. And this is just going to be such a game changer. So how's that impacting my daily business activities? Gosh, I'm getting a bit excited and carried away, aren't I? But yeah, it's just incredible. I actually look forward to getting up and opening my computer and just starting my day with my socials now. Whereas before it was like, yeah, it was a real heavy feeling. It used to take quite a lot of time. And now it's shaved hours off of my morning.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really, it's had quite a significant impact. I mean, and even when you think about, if you were outsourcing these tasks, if you were outsourcing to a copywriter, if you was outsourcing to a social media manager, that's a significant cost. So to be able to bring it in house and to be able to expand your reach, expand your reach, expand your connections, increase your engagement, all of that in the long term will lead to more inquiries, more sales.
Yeah.
And
I think,
the reality is that if we didn't have these uh, tools at our disposal that we know how to use properly, it would cost us a significant amount of money to hire those two roles.
yeah. And it's also enabled me to bring more support and help into what I create
Mm.
for people, for those that are struggling, that can't afford to pay for services as well. So it gives it's there as a way of giving back as well. So I'm really passionate about empowering people with the use of journaling, because it's such a massive self-help tool, and a lot of people get stuck. So it's now empowered me to be able to give, a lot more sort of free help and support as well,
Mm.
which just makes my heart sing, really.
Yeah, cool. So you touched on a minute ago that we created it's quite a big document. I can't remember how, I mean, mine's about 43 pages. I don't know how big yours is. Don't worry if
Looking
you
at
don't.
it now,
Yeah,
yeah,
don't worry if you don't know off the
42
top of your
pages
head.
and growing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We created your competitive advantage using ChatGPT, using the methodology that I have created. So from that document, can you share a strategy that you've implemented from learning from creating that document, going through it and thinking about, this is what I can do?
Yeah, absolutely. The first one that springs to mind is one of my services was called a journaling one-to-one, where people would just book an hour of my time, and we would get specific on a call, and that would be it. So what the competitive advantage document pulled out was actually creating more of personalized plans, and it just laid it all out for me. And so now I've got a distinct advantage in that service that I offer. So it's gone from being just a one-to-one, which, to be perfectly honest, a journaling one-to-one, the name wasn't, it does what it says on the tin, it wasn't massively inspiring, was it? To actually going through that document, and asking the right questions, obviously with your help, to pulling out what people actually want. And because everybody's journaling journey is unique, so it's pulled out this ability to actually create a personalized plan for each person depending on the issues that they want to work on with their journaling. And I think that's massive, because
Yeah.
people get so stuck with what to write. They get so overwhelmed with all the thoughts and things going on in their heads, they don't know where to start. And just being able to talk to somebody, and I started with an in-depth questionnaire, then we have a one-to-one call, and then I go away and I create a personalized plan. And that's not something that I had thought about doing before, or even had the bandwidth to be able to integrate before. So that is going to be a massive game changer, not only to me, but also for the people, my clients.
Yeah, it's quite exciting. The thing that really stood out for me was that you were already doing it. It needed tweaking, but what it did is it's it builds more confidence, it builds more certainty, it builds, yes, I'm on the right track, this is what I need to focus on, because it's analyzed who your clients are, it's analyzed what they like, what they don't dislike, the type of support it is that they need, so you can create the product, the service, with more certainty than you were if you just create it yourself.
Yeah,
I think that's what I really picked up from the process of the competitive advantage roadmap, and that was just great to see.
yeah, yeah. It really has changed how I feel about that particular service, and how I offer it. So yeah, the confidence in what I'm doing is, yeah, the confidence shift massive.
That's awesome. I don't know why, but I'm wobbling for some reason. I can't figure out why I'm wobbling, but I seem to be wobbling. I don't know if it's the internet connection or what's going on. Yeah, so that's brilliant. So lots of growth, lots of room for opportunity. You're already implementing, and I know you've started by creating a team of chat GPTs. So for people who don't know what a chat GPT is, think of it like a little mini assistant that will carry out specific tasks, has a specific role, then carries out one specific task for you, which they can do. I mean, if you think about how long it would historically take to write a newsletter, to check it, to release it into the world, for some people, you're talking a couple of hours. For me, it would probably take 3 hours because I can't write. But you've already implemented that process by creating GPTs to fulfill specific roles. So, talk to me a little bit about the ones that you've already created.
Yeah. So I created a newsletter expert. So we defined it with your process and how we set it up. So we obviously, there's background work that needs to be done to be able for it to be able to know what to give you. To be perfectly honest, that's the way it works. You give it the base information and then you ask questions around it. So I've set up a newsletter expert, and it literally, if I give it an idea about what I want to create a newsletter for, it gives me the headline, the introduction, it tells me all about it, and it gives me the text that goes with it as well. And then I can tailor the the ending part to whatever part of my business that would be most suitable to the content of that newsletter. So that was one of them. The other one that I have got up and running is my social media expert as well. And that's more around just producing relevant content. Obviously, again, we had to set it up based on the type of industry, the type of people I'm working with, the type of voice and tone that I want it to talk in. So now is all I do is I ask it to create a post around a certain subject, and it just gives me lots of ideas. And again, they're tailored. It's not random. You can tailor the amount of content that it gives you in the background. And there's others that I'm using that you've shared with me. So you've got your headline generator,
My favorite one
as well. Yeah. So that one's been great in terms of what information, what can I use as a headline to get the other two GPTs to actually give me the information that I want. So it's all about building a team. And I think for me, the understanding was that I need to break down the task into little bits. And I think I certainly did, and probably where a lot of people are misunderstanding how to get the most out of it, is that they're trying to get one conversation to give you everything that it needs. So you're putting in one question, and then you're a bit dissatisfied with the results because you haven't defined it in the background. You haven't specifically asked it what it wants, but you in your mind, that you want it to give you a whole load of, an introduction. You want it to give you this, you want it to give you that. You want it to know all about your ideal client, but you haven't actually set it up, so it doesn't know. So then you get frustrated, and this was me. And then you get frustrated because you're having to ask it lots of questions to pull out lots of things, and in the end, you're not saving yourself any time.
And you're confused.
Yes,
You're confused. You end up confusing yourself.
Yeah. But actually, now I know how to set them up properly in the background and how to break them down. It's just such a game changer. It's how I thought originally that I could just go there and ask it questions. It gives me everything I need to know. Compared to actually, well, now I know I need to break it down so that it focuses on one bit so that I get tailored content. Yeah,
I think the industry is so obsessed with prompts. So obsessed with prompts. Everyone's like, get these 10,000 prompts, these are the best 5 prompts. If you've got no context and you haven't set the scene and you haven't prepped ChatGPT, it's just going to be rubbish. The output is going to be rubbish. It's not going to be tailored to your business. It's not going to be in your tone of voice. It's not going to be in the style you like. It doesn't know your expertise. It's missing the nuance of your business and you and your personality and your client's personality. So you get very theoretical. You get theoretical responses, which are very good. Don't get me wrong, they're very good, but it's a cold response. And because it's like a theoretical response, there's so much in it that people's level of expertise is missing from it, because it's that expertise that we bring to focus in on what's important rather than the whole or everything that it gives you, which is huge. Which is, I think you're right. That's where people go wrong, is they don't focus in on the nuance of the. I think it's nuance, isn't it? On the detail, what it is that we bring. What's the relationship that we need to have. They think ChatGPT is just responsible to throw it out. They ask a question, it throws it out, and it's going to know. Well, actually, no. It's a partnership, basically.
Yeah, and you're the expert, and to get it, to my mind, to get it to work specifically for you, it needs to understand you and your business and what you do. And you need to bring your expertise to it so that it can then pull out in areas where you haven't really thought about.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned about your streamlining your content process by creating your newsletter, ChatGPT, your assistant. So this is a tangible, specific result. When did you start? When did you create it? When did you start?
So I published my newsletter yesterday afternoon. I think it was probably around 3 or 4 o'clock. Um, and I was just blown away by the amount of subscribers in less than 24 hours. So this morning when I looked, just before I called actually, was up to 111 subscribers. Now this means that my next newsletter, and I'm sorry if you're just about to say this, this means that
No, I
my
just think
next
it's
newsletter
staggering.
is is actually going to go out to 111 people's email inboxes, which is just massive. So that's just reached 111 people that are interested
Yeah.
in what I do and what I'm talking about. So I'm really excited because that's my next thing on my list. I want to get my next newsletter out.
Yeah, I
Can't
mean
remember being this
that's quite
excited about making
incredible.
content.
That's I mean that's quite it's quite remarkable. People will go to extreme lengths to get 111 subscribers on their list. You're talking about big events like summits, or I'm not
Yeah,
sure even paid marketing would do that now. Um, so what's interesting about this is that these aren't cold people either. These are predominant. You can actually check to see who these people are.
yeah,
So a little expert pro tip for you is, in your newsletter, check to see who all these subscribers are. And if you're not connected to them, connect with them. Connect with everybody who's picked up your newsletter, because you
yeah.
can see who they are, which means that you can reach out to them individually. But it's mind blowing. I think that is absolutely mind blowing. 111 subscribers. So basically, ChatGPT has helped you to identify the type of content people want. So it stops your procrastination. You're procrastinating. I want to do it, but I'm not, you just haven't got around to do it. You've started to use ChatGPT. You've created a little mini assistant. You've set the parameters. It's created the newsletter. And it was something like 24 hours. I think 24 hours after implementation, you had 111 subscribers.
Yeah, or less than. Yeah. So yeah, 18 hours. 18 hours.
Yeah, 18 hours. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So it baffles me. It's interesting. I've just set up a poll on LinkedIn saying, you know, do you love ChatGPT? It's like Marmite, isn't it? You either love it or you hate it. And there's so much fear around ChatGPT. I want to get under the skin of why people are so reluctant to use it when we both understand its capacity to help.
Yeah. It's I must admit, I was a little bit dubious at the start, because you just have this generic awareness of what it can do, and your awareness is filled with, like you said, with the fear and and the bias of people that don't actually know.
Mm.
um and there's a lot of that flooding through my timelines as well.
Yeah, me too.
You, like you said, like Marmite, you either are or you aren't. And
Yeah.
and I think, you know until you've worked it properly, I don't think you can say, that it's not helpful, or or useful, or any of the detrimental things it has. And at the end of the day, it's a tool. It's a tool to help in our business. It's no different from employing
Grammarly.
people. Yeah, or Grammarly, yeah, or
Grammarly.
yeah, various others that are out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So,
So, how would you say ChatGPT has helped you identify and focus on areas for building growth?
um, and again, this is early days, but from the competitive advantage document that we did, it's pulled out a couple of areas. Apart from the one that I mentioned just earlier, the customized journaling plan, it's pulled out other areas that I can focus on a bit more with, in engagement, and what my ideal clients actually are looking for. So in terms of business growth, it's given me, I think it gave me 3 or 4 ideas off the top of my head, for where I can tailor my services to support my clients more. And that is obviously going to be my next stage, going back in there. So like I said, it's, you know, it's a massive document. There's a huge amount of really, really useful information in that document. And it's about taking it from there, and then just developing it further, really. So yeah, I've got some areas to focus on for growth, and it's also identified, you know, what my ideal clients, you know, can care about the most, really, which I could only guess at before, but from the information that it's given me, it's actually been able to solidify that, I think, is the phrase I'm looking for.
Brilliant. How would you say the empowered method has helped in the journey from from not knowing much about ChatGPT and then going through we've had quite a clear um, journey in terms of, identifying your ideal client. Now, we haven't just popped in the question, who's the ideal client? We use the basis of information it is to pull from that is unique to Nikki. And so your competitive advantage roadmap, creating your GPTs, how beneficial do you think the empowered method has been?
Oh my gosh, it's gold. You know, it's absolute gold. I have, you know, for the amount of time that it's going to save me, and obviously the costs in terms of, you know, being a solopreneur. Yes, I've got a company, but there is only me. In terms of being able to support myself with creating, you know, these virtual staff members, um, how has it been helpful? You know, in terms of saving time on my day, in terms of my mental thinking and my attitude towards, you know, working in my business and getting myself out there. Um, it's, yeah, I'm beyond words. It's, you know, I just never knew this existed, and you are so gifted in being able to pull all of this out and put it together, and, you know, and deliver it. I mean, I did your empowered methodology program, you know, and we worked together over a series of sessions, and these were detailed 2-hour sessions, and goodness me, the time went so quickly. But the depth of your knowledge and, you know, your compassion and caring about getting it right, for me, it was just incredible. It's something I've not seen in people that I've worked with for a long time. So
Oh,
thank you.
that's nice to hear. Thank you. That's a very big compliment. I take that. Lovely. Thank you. It's so
It's
important, I think. Yeah, it's like when you work with your clients, you've got methodology that you take them through step by step by step. I think methodology is so important. There's nothing worse going to a coach and you think they're going to give you this process, take you through it, you're going to come out the other end, and they don't do that, and you're left like,
yeah.
that's what you're paying for, then you don't get it. So methodology, and it's why I like to help people to create signature programs, because that's all about bringing their methodology together. What are the stepping stones? So yeah, I love the empowered methodology because it's got, it saves you time, it increases your income, it just increases your sales. There's like 4 5 different layers to it, which are key to fundamental to business. So yeah, I really enjoyed
Yeah.
creating it.
Yeah. And I would say, if anyone hasn't worked with you on this, then what are you waiting for? Get in there before Wendy gets booked out.
Thanks, Nikki. Is there any final thoughts, anything you want to add? Oh.
No, just reiterate that last point. Yeah, you really don't know what you're missing. Have a chat to Wendy, get out there, book her in, go on the empowered methodology journey with her, and yeah, help yourself, help your business.
What do you think your next step will be? Do you think it will be building a new team member,
Yes.
getting your marketing out
So,
about your plans, your journaling plans, working together, which I really like the idea of. I think that's a great idea.
yeah. So we did next steps as well, didn't we, on our last
Yeah.
call? So my next steps are to um, yeah, finish building the rest of my team members. Um, I'm going to assign them all different newsletter themes. which is great. I've got a couple of other ideas. So my next steps are to build those out and to start using it more in my social media creation and my connection. And I've got that document that I can use as a basis for any other queries that I want to raise about how to expand or change my business or where I go to next. And I think that is quite crucial, that I have this 44 to 42 page document of pure gold, which I can just refer to, and I can re-upload and ask specific questions around, and I really sort of nail down where my focus in my business is, because I have 3 areas, but they're all related. So it's just about digging deep and working out what's perfect for my clients.
Yeah, and the nice thing about the document, the competitive advantage roadmap, we call it, is that you'll build on it. You just keep adding to it, build on it. You keep that one chat specifically for that document. But also every time you create a new service, I upload the document and I refer to the document and I ask it to analyze the document, and then for it to give suggestions of how to what tone of voice it is that I should be speaking in, what's the client like. So it's just a gold mine.
Yeah,
it's an absolute, it's just mind blowing.
Yeah. So I think my biggest thing is, which one am I going to do next?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to name mine GPTs. I think that's a great idea.
yeah, so do I.
They've all got like the GPT name they pick. It's just a description of what it does, but I think I'm going to start naming them. I think I'll remember which one does what more effectively.
And it makes it
yeah
makes it a bit more like a team, doesn't it?
yeah. My first one's going to be Tom.
Is it?
I don't know why Tom, but I mentioned Tom. I have no idea, but I'm having a Tom.
Okay.
Yeah. Nikki, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you
My
for your
absolute
time.
pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. And it's really great to see some of the results it is that you're already, achieving significant steps forward really, really, really quickly, which is it's just awesome. And the thing is, there's no stopping you. You go at your own pace. So if you're ready to go all in, you can go really fast. If you're not so ready, you can hang back and, check it out a bit more. But I think the last point I'm going to leave it on, so I'm getting excited, is that it's available 24/7 when you want it, when you need it. It's not judgmental. It's only got your best interest at heart. It's that we've never had access to that before. We would have to hire a business coach, a CEO, a consultant. It would take weeks, it would take months. You'd never get the in-depth analysis it is that you can get. So if you're ready to rock up and roll and to, just stand still and have a look at what it is that you are doing next in your business, what will make your productivity better, what do you need to do to make more sales, you can just go full steam ahead, basically. And you can do things in hours, not weeks, and minutes, and not hours. It's just insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm going to stop the recording now. Oh.